You've probably heard a lot of opinions about this topic, but what actually happens inside your body when you decide to stop? Today, we're getting into the real science behind it, and some of what you'll hear might surprise you. Welcome back to Prime Health Lab, where we break down men's health topics with clarity and honesty. I'm here to give you the facts you need to make informed decisions about your body. If you're new here, we focus on natural health strategies that help you feel stronger, sharper, and more in control. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on content designed specifically for men who are serious about their well-being. All right, let's dive in. Before we talk about what happens when you stop, let's get clear on what your prostate is and why it matters. Your prostate is a small gland, about the size of a walnut, that sits just below your bladder. Its primary job is to produce a fluid that nourishes and transports sperm. This fluid makes up a significant portion of your semen, and it plays a critical role in reproduction. Now, your prostate is influenced heavily by hormones, especially testosterone and something called dihydrotestosterone, or DHT. These hormones regulate how your prostate functions, grows, and responds to different activities in your body. The prostate also has smooth muscle tissue that contracts during ejaculation to help push semen out through the urethra. Here's something important to understand. Your prostate is constantly producing fluid, whether you're sexually active or not. This fluid doesn't just sit there indefinitely. Your body has natural mechanisms to manage it. If you're not ejaculating, your body will either reabsorb some of that fluid or release it during sleep through what's commonly called a nocturnal emission, or wet dream. This is a completely normal physiological process, especially if you go extended periods without ejaculation. There's a common belief that if you don't ejaculate regularly, fluid will build up in your prostate and cause problems. The reality is more nuanced. Your body is designed to regulate itself. However, there is some evidence suggesting that regular ejaculation may help flush out potentially harmful substances or old cellular material from the prostate, which could theoretically support long-term prostate health. Some studies have indicated that men who ejaculate more frequently may have a slightly lower risk of prostate issues later in life, but this research is not definitive and depends on many other lifestyle factors. On the flip side, there's no solid evidence that stopping masturbation harms your prostate in any immediate or direct way. Your prostate will continue to function. It will continue to produce fluid, and your body will manage that fluid naturally. What matters more for prostate health is your overall lifestyle, your diet, your stress levels, your physical activity, and your hormonal balance. So if you're choosing to abstain from masturbation for personal, spiritual, or psychological reasons, your prostate isn't going to suffer because of it. What you should focus on instead is maintaining a lifestyle that supports healthy hormone levels, reduces inflammation, and keeps your entire reproductive system functioning optimally. That means eating nutrient-dense foods, managing stress, staying active, and avoiding habits that negatively impact your testosterone and overall vitality. When you stop masturbating, your body doesn't just stay the same. There are hormonal shifts, energy changes, and even psychological effects that many men report experiencing. Let's break down what actually happens on a biological level. First, let's talk about testosterone. There's a popular idea that abstaining from ejaculation causes your testosterone levels to skyrocket. The truth is more subtle. Some studies have shown that short-term abstinence, around 7 days, can lead to a temporary spike in testosterone levels, sometimes as much as 45% above baseline. However, this spike is temporary. After that peak, testosterone levels tend to return to normal or even slightly below your usual baseline. What does this mean for you practically? In the first week of abstinence, you might feel more energized, more motivated, or more focused. Some men describe feeling a heightened sense of drive or assertiveness. This could be partly due to that temporary testosterone boost, but it's also likely influenced by psychological factors. When you set a goal and stick to it, especially one that involves self-discipline, you naturally feel more confident and in control. But here's where things get interesting. After that initial period, your body adapts. Your testosterone levels stabilize. What becomes more significant at this point is not the hormone itself, but how you're channeling your energy. Many men who practice extended periods of abstinence report feeling a redirection of their sexual energy into other areas of life: work, fitness, creative projects, relationships. This isn't magic. It's about focus and intentionality. When you're not spending mental and physical energy on sexual release, you have more capacity to invest elsewhere. Now let's address something that concerns a lot of men. Does stopping masturbation cause physical discomfort? For some men, yes, especially in the beginning, you might experience what's often called blue balls, which is a real phenomenon. It happens when blood flow increases to the genital area in anticipation of ejaculation, but then there's no release. This can cause temporary aching or discomfort in the testicles or lower abdomen. It's not dangerous, and it goes away on its own, usually within a few hours. Your body may also increase the frequency of nocturnal emissions as a way to release built-up fluid and tension. This is completely normal and actually shows that your body is self-regulating effectively. Some men notice this happening once or twice a week, others less frequently. It varies from person to person and depends on factors like your age, baseline libido, and stress levels. Another change you might notice is increased sensitivity. When you're not ejaculating regularly, your nervous system can become more responsive to sexual stimuli. This can be a positive thing if you're in a relationship, as it may enhance intimacy and pleasure. However, it can also make it more challenging to maintain self-control if you're trying to abstain. This is where mental discipline and understanding your own triggers become essential. It's also worth mentioning the mental and emotional side. Some men report feeling clearer, calmer, and more emotionally stable when they abstain. Others find it increases feelings of restlessness or frustration, especially in the first few weeks. These reactions are highly individual and depend on your reasons for stopping, your baseline mental health, and how you're managing the transition. If you're doing this as part of a broader effort to regain control over your habits and improve your discipline, the psychological benefits can be significant. But if you're doing it out of shame or guilt, the experience might feel more negative. Now let's talk about what happens if you decide to stop masturbating for an extended period, maybe weeks, months, or even longer. What does the science say about long-term abstinence? And more importantly, what does this mean for your overall health and vitality? First, let's address prostate health directly, because this is where a lot of confusion exists. There have been several studies examining the relationship between ejaculation frequency and prostate cancer risk. One of the most cited studies, published by Harvard researchers, followed thousands of men over many years and found that those who ejaculated more frequently, around 21 times per month or more, had a lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to those who ejaculated less frequently. The theory is that regular ejaculation helps flush out potentially carcinogenic substances, old cells, and bacteria from the prostate. However, and this is crucial, correlation does not equal causation. These studies show an association, not a direct cause and effect relationship. There are many other factors that influence prostate health: diet, exercise, genetics, stress levels, exposure to environmental toxins, and overall hormonal balance. A man who ejaculates infrequently but lives a healthy lifestyle with good nutrition, regular exercise, and low stress may have better prostate health than someone who ejaculates frequently but has poor overall health habits. So if you choose to abstain from masturbation, should you be worried about your prostate? Not necessarily. What you should focus on is supporting your prostate through other means. Eat foods rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and minerals like zinc and selenium. Foods like tomatoes, pumpkin seeds, fatty fish, and cruciferous vegetables are particularly beneficial. Stay physically active, maintain a healthy weight, and manage stress effectively. These factors have a far more significant impact on your long-term prostate health than ejaculation frequency alone. Now let's talk about the broader picture: your mental health, your relationships, and your sense of purpose. For many men, the decision to stop masturbating isn't really about the physical act itself. It's about breaking a pattern that feels compulsive or out of control. It's about reclaiming time, energy, and mental clarity. And for those men, the benefits can be profound. When you break free from a habit that was consuming your attention, you create space for new patterns. You might find yourself more present in conversations, more engaged in your work, more motivated to pursue goals you've been putting off. This isn't because abstinence itself is magical. It's because you've exercised self-discipline, and that discipline ripples out into other areas of your life. You start to realize that you have more control than you thought, and that realization is empowering. On the relationship side, some men find that abstaining from masturbation increases their desire for genuine intimacy with a partner. Instead of seeking quick, solitary release, they invest that energy into building deeper emotional and physical connections. This can strengthen relationships and lead to more fulfilling sexual experiences. However, this only works if you're channeling that energy intentionally, not just suppressing it. There's also the opposite scenario to consider. For some men, especially those without a partner, long-term abstinence can lead to increased frustration, irritability, or obsessive thoughts about sex. This is where balance and self-awareness become essential. If abstaining is causing more stress than benefit, it might not be the right approach for you at this time. Health isn't about following rigid rules. It's about finding what works for your body, your mind, and your life circumstances. One more thing worth mentioning: the role of pornography. For many men, the decision to stop masturbating is closely tied to quitting pornography. And this is where significant mental health benefits often emerge. Excessive pornography use can rewire your brain's reward system, leading to decreased motivation, reduced sensitivity to real-life pleasure, and even difficulties with intimacy and sexual performance. When men stop using pornography, they often report improved focus, better mood, increased confidence, and healthier relationships. If this is part of your journey, recognize that the benefits you're experiencing may have more to do with breaking free from pornography than from stopping masturbation itself. So what's the bottom line? Your prostate will be fine whether you masturbate or not, as long as you're supporting your overall health through proper nutrition, exercise, stress management, and good lifestyle habits. The real question isn't what happens to your prostate. The real question is, what are you trying to achieve by making this change, and is it serving your larger goals? If stopping masturbation helps you feel more disciplined, focused, and in control of your life, then it's a valuable practice for you. If it's causing unnecessary stress or guilt, then it might be worth reevaluating your approach. Listen to your body, be honest with yourself, and make choices that align with the man you want to become. So there you have it. The truth about what happens to your prostate when you stop masturbating is far less dramatic than the myths would have you believe. Your body is designed to adapt and self-regulate. What matters most is that you're making conscious, informed decisions about your health and living in alignment with your values. Whether you choose to abstain or not, focus on the bigger picture: eating well, staying active, managing stress, and building a life that makes you feel strong and purposeful. If this video helped you see things more clearly, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to Prime Health Lab so you keep getting honest, science-based information on men's health. Drop a comment below and let me know what topics you want me to cover next. I'm here to help you become the healthiest, most confident version of yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Prime Health Lab is dedicated to men's internal health. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.